So let's talk about the injury report from Wednesday. Kind of go over
Okay.
that for a minute. And then I want to get your initial thoughts on the Jaguars. So, first, the injury report. Carlton Davis was full go for Wednesday. Will Golston was limited on Wednesday. Chris Godwin was limited on Wednesday with a knee injury. Golston had a knee and ankle injury. Josh Hayes had an illness, but he's full go. Raheem Jarrett was full go. Hey, maybe he's going to make his return. Hope that doesn't cut into David Moore snaps. Ryan Neal was full go for practice. Vita Vea was limited, and Devin White was full go. So that's good, right? A lot of guys who've been dealing with a lot of nagging injuries, especially like Vita Vea, seems like
Yeah.
they're getting worked back into the mix, Billy. You think that's probably a pretty good thing, right?
Yes, this is the time of year you want guys to be coming back, hitting your stride, staying healthy. Oftentimes, the NFL is a war of attrition, and the healthiest team comes out on top. Think about the Bucs Super Bowl year, very few injuries. That was a big part of it, right? OJ Howard got hurt, Vita Vea got hurt. Vita Vea was able to come back when they needed him. I really do believe that getting healthy at the right time is a huge part of it. And you talk about Chris Godwin. I would assume Chris Godwin's going to play as he has muddled through a lot of injuries this year. Vita Vea, again, similar to Godwin, you would think he's going to play. Carlton, you know, him coming back could be big. It'd be, yeah, Will Golston too. It'd be nice to have everybody, like I said before, all hands on deck.
I wanted to talk about this from the Jaguars side because I want your thoughts and opinions on it as to whether or not this guy's going to play. Trevor Lawrence,
Yeah, no.
ankle slash concussion protocol, did not
Yeah,
participate on Wednesday, but it's said that he's making good progress. What are your
yeah.
thoughts on that situation?
Well, I don't think the ankle is going to prohibit him from playing because he had the ankle and he's been playing through it. But concussion, I mean, that's anyone's guess, right? I don't know what goes into the concussion protocol, and some people are out a couple days, some people are out a couple weeks. So it's pretty tough to know. Also, I remember, if I'm not mistaken, he didn't enter the protocol until Monday. He played the entire game, and then on Monday or on the flight home, he like had the symptoms of a concussion and then entered the protocol. So that might put him behind the curve. I honestly don't know. That would change the game, though, for sure, if Trevor Lawrence is unable to go.
Yeah, because CJ Bethard is the backup. You know, it'd just be a big difference between Trevor Lawrence and CJ Bethard, right?
Yes,
So
for
that's
sure.
that's going to be one worth paying attention to. On the opposite side, I know we don't usually pay too much attention to the opposite side of the injury report, but considering it's their starting quarterback, I feel like it'd be pretty important. And for the Bucs, it seems like they're getting healthy at the right time, right?
Yeah.
It seems like they're in a situation now where it's like, okay, again, we talk about it. It's such a crucial stretch. It is for the Jaguars too. They've lost a couple straight now.
Yeah.
This is an important game for both teams whenever you're boiling it down into the playoffs. And you're going to be in a situation where the Bucs are getting healthier. Seems like the Jaguars are still dealing with some injuries right now, and the Bucs are going to continue to look up to build up that momentum, look to continue to, you know, just keep on solidifying their spot in the playoffs or the NFC South. And it seems like things are working more in their favor on their side for the injury report, more so than the Jags, right?
Yeah. And the funny thing is about this game is it's important. Of course, it's December football against a good team when you're in the thick of it, but it's almost not that important, right? It's the only AFC opponent remaining on their schedule. It's the only non-divisional game remaining on their schedule. And most likely, whether they win or lose, they will need to win next week against the Saints or in 2 weeks against the Saints. So while it is important, it almost feels a little bit less important. It's easily the least important game remaining on their schedule. And it'll be interesting to see how the team plays in a situation like that because, 1 week at a time, of course, but you know what's coming. You know you got to beat the Saints in 2 weeks. So, yes, this game matters, of course, but it'll be really interesting to see what happens tomorrow on Thursday Night Football when the Saints play the Rams because that game will have massive implications for the wild card, for the Bucs, and for the NFC South, for everything. So, let's go Rams. But it'll be interesting to see how the Bucs take the Jags because they know most likely they've got to beat the Saints. So it'll be interesting to see how that game plays out for sure.
I would say that this game does matter because if the Saints lose and the Bucs win, then that
But if the Saints lose and the Bucks win, and then the Saints beat the Bucks, they'll wind up with the same record. That's the thing. Like so,
but
either way,
who will have the tiebreaker?
well, they each beat each other once.
Yeah, so
So it's going to be either way, it's going to be the Saints game. The Saints game is the game that matters. And obviously the Panthers game will matter too for tiebreakers because it's a divisional game. You would hope the Bucks finish the season with a victory there unless they're sitting their guys because they already have everything locked up. You would hope that they get that win. But it's the Saints game.
my
That's the one that
my
matters.
point being though is that it obviously helps the Bucks if they win. So it
Of
is
course.
good that they are
Of course.
for sure getting healthier.
I
I
think
would say that.
if they win two of their next three, Tampa Bay, no matter which the two are, but if they win two of their next three, I think they'll win the division. It could be either of the two. The Saints game would be the most important, but as long as they just win two of the next three, they're probably getting into the playoffs.
Yeah, and it does seem like they're getting healthier for that. So like the only guy I would say is like, well, obviously Devin White might be iffy,
Yeah.
but you never know with Devin White. Just pay attention to Vita Vea, y'all. Pay attention to Godwin. He should play, but then also pay attention to Will Golston. Besides that, hey, not too bad. Not too bad of an injury report so far. So it's good the Bucks are getting healthy, especially down the stretch here. So it's all
Yep.
good.